Hello guys, welcome back. It's yet another video again where we are going to share some helpful information with each other. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in. My name is Judith. I'm based here in Northern Ontario and I love sharing about my journey, my experiences, giving immigration and career tips to whoever might find it beneficial. This one is a random one that I thought about because when I started this channel, I said I'm going to share my journey, the good and the bad, and also just to let you guys know about the kind of challenges that you might face when you come. Because I mean, it's not like it's all rosy. Every moving alone is difficult. You are leaving everything that you know, the culture shock and everything. But I always think that at the end of the day, the benefits of coming outweigh the costs depending on what your goals are. So I want to look at people who come to Canada on permanent residence. What are the kind of benefits they enjoy? What are the kind of challenges they face? I'll also look at people who come to Canada as temporary workers on work permit and people who come to Canada on study visa. I'll start with permanent residence, of course. And if you've been watching most of my videos so far, I've already shared one of the main pathways that you can use to come to Canada on permanent residence, and that's the express entry. So guys, if it's your desire to come to Canada and you already have your permanent residence with you, you need to pursue the express entry route, do that English test, do the educational evaluation, and gather your proof of funds and create that express entry profile. Then you'll be able to get an invitation and you're on your way to Canada on permanent residence. What are the benefits? If you come on permanent residence, guys, you are more or less like a Canadian. You are going to enjoy all the benefits that a Canadian citizen will enjoy. What are these benefits? For example, if you are coming and you have a family, then it means your kids at university, they will not pay the exorbitant international student fees that other people pay. So they are paying fees for permanent residence, which is the same as what Canadians will be paying at university. And of course, education before university will be free. You will enjoy the free health. Your children, if you're coming as a family, they will get child benefits as long as they are below 18 years of age. And if you come and you are prepared, it will be very easy for you to buy your first house in Canada if you are coming on permanent residence. Because, okay, let me not preempt the work permit challenges. And again, if your kids are of working age, they can work without any problems. So many jobs here. When I'm walking around, even in this season, so many companies have posted, we are hiring, we are hiring. So your kids can start working and they can be studying, and at the same time they are working and they'll start earning their own income. They can actually start, saving for their own goals in life, which is an advantage. The other advantage, guys, is that you are bringing your family. If you get permanent residence, maybe if it's the wife or the husband who's applying as the main applicant, it means you can bring your wife and kids, which is an advantage again, guys. So in general, these are the benefits that you get to enjoy if you come on permanent residence. The challenges, I think the only challenge that I can cite is the fact that when you come, you need to find that first job. And if you watched my video on how I got my job, I advise that don't be picky when you come. Just get a first job to gain a Canadian experience, and then after that you can build on that experience to venture into other things. Once you are here, guys, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, sorry. As long as you are hardworking and you know what your goals are, nothing will stop you from achieving those goals. So coming on permanent residence, I can say, is also very good. I can't say it's the best way to come because there are many ways to come, of course. Now, if you come as a temporary worker, you get a job offer and you apply for a work permit. There are also benefits that you enjoy. Number one, the fact that you have a job already. It means that you are not coming to look for a job. Like someone who comes on permanent residence, maybe they might need to come and look for a job when they come in if they don't find one also before coming. But if you are coming on work permit, it means you have a job already. So you are assured of an income the first month you get into Canada. So there is no proof of funds that is needed for work permit, like what is required for express entry. You don't need to write an English test. So many people on Facebook are asking, if I find a job, do I need to write the English test? No, guys, you don't need to write IELTS for work permit. When you are here and you are trying to convert your work permit to permanent residence, you can always do the English test. But otherwise, if you are applying for a work permit, they don't require you to do the English test. The other benefit is that you can bring your spouse and kids, of course, if you have a family. And the other advantage is that once you come on work permit, there's no going back. If you want to stay here permanently, you can eventually apply for permanent residence. There are many pathways that temporary workers can use to convert their work permit to permanent residence. You enjoy free health, free education for your kids if you have kids till grade 12. Yes. Now, the challenges if you come on work permit is that if you have a family, once your kids reach grade 12, then you have to pay fees for them if they are going to university. That's the main challenge, guys, that temporary workers face here in Canada. Let's say you come to Canada and you have a child who's already in grade 11, 12, and by the time that child wants to go to university, you haven't converted to permanent residence, you need to pay the high international student fees. Even though you are working, if you are a couple, it's still a challenge, guys, because the international fees, they are not low, they are very high. So if you're coming on work permit, be prepared for that. Sometimes your child may need to take a gap year before they eventually go to university, maybe while you wait for your permanent residence, or come prepared that as you are working, you need to send your child to school, but you will be paying international student fees. It's very important, guys, for you to know so that you come prepared for that eventuality when you are here in Canada. The other thing is, most of the time, if you're coming on work permit, the work permit holder and even your spouse who will be having an open work permit, you cannot study here in Canada. So you are coming to work and that's what you are going to do for that time you'll be holding a work permit, which is another challenge again, guys. Because when you are here in Canada, for you to be able to advance yourself and maybe get a better paying job, you need to study. You need to get a Canadian qualification. But then if you're on work permit, the Canadian government doesn't allow you to study here in Canada. So if you want to study or improve yourself, you have to do it with colleges that are outside Canada. So it's a challenge, guys, because it's like you are caught in between. And for me, when we came, I didn't know that. So I'm sharing this just to prepare someone. I thought as soon as I come in, then I'll enroll for this program, then I'll be able to, acquire this qualification and I'll be able to advance myself. So it was really a shock for me to come here and realize that I cannot study, because on my work permit, they actually wrote that I can't attend any academic institution. I cannot do any professional qualification. So studying, you have to do it with universities, either in America, if you want universities that are here in the West, which would be a challenge. So it's good for you to know before coming. Another disadvantage is that as soon as you come in, you are not going to get child benefits if you have children that are below 18 years. you need to have stayed in Canada for 18 months for you to start getting the child benefits, which is again sort of a disadvantage. So the challenge for work permit holders, guys, is that you are not getting all the benefits that permanent residents or Canadian citizens are getting. Of course, you'll be able to survive, your spouse can find a job, both of you will be able to work, but there are challenges that even buying a house also, if you don't have like enough savings to buy the house in cash, it's something that you will not be able to do until you get your permanent residence and you've built your credit score. Then you can be able to buy that first house in Canada. So it's good for me to put it out there. If there are people who are considering to come to Canada on work permit, just know that these are some of the challenges that you will face. Of course, you will enjoy the free health, the free education if your family is young, but there are challenges also, guys, associated with coming as a temporary worker. The last pathway that I want to look at is study visa. Those people who come on study visa, it's difficult because you are paying international student fees. But let me look at the benefits first. You are bringing your family. Canada allows you to bring your family if you get a study visa, and you can bring your kids, and your spouse can be able to work. You can also work 20 hours per week as a student. So I'm very sure that you'll be able to survive. If you manage to raise like maybe tuition fees for the first year and you want to bring your family, I'm very sure that you'll be able to survive, because as soon as you come in, the spouse who's not studying should be willing to go out there and do anything so the family can survive. It's doable, guys. Good things will be coming at a later stage, but you have to make sacrifices when you come. And the other benefit is that, of course, eventually you'll be able to convert your study visa to permanent residence. Because if you come as a student, like I said in my last video, make sure you attend an institution that will allow you to apply for a postgraduate work permit, and then eventually you can be able to convert to PR. And other universities and colleges also, depending on which community they are located in, as soon as you are done with your studies, they have pathways to permanent residence for international students. So it's an advantage again, guys. So you can still come on study visa and eventually convert to permanent residence. What are the challenges? The challenges, like I said, is that maybe sometimes finances will not be stable, but if the other spouse is working, it's doable, guys, with family and your children. The other challenge is the same as for temporary workers, that if you have children that are already almost going to university by the time you come, then you need to be ready to be financing your studies and to finance also the studies of your children. So be ready for that. And they will be paying the high international student fees. The other challenge for people who come on student visa is you are not going to enjoy the free health benefits. You have to obtain a health insurance for you to cover your health needs while you are studying here in Canada. In general, guys, there are always benefits when you come to Canada, depending on what it is you are pursuing in life. Why are you coming? The why is also very important. Why do you want to come and settle here permanently? Because I think each and every individual, we have goals, we have things that you are pursuing. And one thing that I can assure you is that Canada is a land of opportunities. The sky is the limit. Once you are here, what is important is for you to come. So the fact that I have shared with you some of the challenges that people face when they come here should not be a discouragement to you from pursuing this, if that's what you want. But I just wanted to share with you so you guys can also get to know how life is. The other thing, guys, is life is very expensive here. It will be a shock like when you come, but you are working also and you are being paid and there's a minimum wage, so it kind of balances out at the end of the day. Just try not to convert when you come, like, you know, you want to convert everything that you are buying to your own currency back home, because that would be a shock. It's like everything that you are buying would be maybe times 3 times 4 the prices back home. But just know that as much as the life is expensive, the bills, they mount up, you have to be paying your rent and everything. But as long as you are working, even if you are a student, if you are working, I'm telling you guys, you'll be able to manage. So guys, I think I've talked too much on this one. But I just wanted to let it out there. Hope you will benefit and this information will help you as you plan, as you make the decision to pursue Canada. Be blessed and see you in my next video.